I think the first week of competition was exciting to just have a competition. And I think when you have the new perspective that we all share of not having played for a full year, actually hearing the national anthem and hearing lineups announced and being in our own gym with fans was really a huge victory before we even played 1 point. So that was probably the highlight of last week, was actually getting on the court and playing. And then to come out and win our first match with a really, really young group on the floor was really, a task. And we were really proud of that and excited by that. And it was a nice way to start the season. And then to turn around and play again 2 days later, play 3 matches and see sort of what kind of stamina we had, set to set, match to match, the focus, the maturity, the development over the course of the weekend. I think was really interesting for us to see, and I think we learned a lot from some very, very close sets that we couldn't quite pull out in some cases, but really played great volleyball, played really hard all the way through every single set, even if the result wasn't in our favor. And so that's going to take us a long way for our future, to be that invested in every point. So that was great to see. It was wonderful to see some young players have an opportunity to get out there for the first time in their collegiate careers, and to see some veterans have some opportunities to get back on the court after really training for a full year. So all in all, I think it was a really good first week for our team.
Yeah, so we played Oberlin, Albion, Bethany, and Earlham. I think we played really well coming right out the gate. With Oberlin, I was really impressed with everyone, and I was excited to see how everyone came out playing. For it being our first match, we went out there and made very few errors on our end, scored a lot of points each set, so I was really impressed with us that game, and I think we all went into the weekend really excited of how we started. We were really excited to see how we all came in after not having a competitive season for a little bit. It was really nice coming out there and having a win under our belt for that first game. With Albion, I think that being our game on Friday, it was hard. We were playing really well, and I really thought we had it with that 5th set. We were up at a 9-2 lead, and everyone was super excited. And I think we just had a little hiccup, and then we couldn't fix ourselves from there. So I'm hoping that with that game, we can look back at it by the end of the season, knowing that we should have been able to finish that game. And by the end of the season, I hope at that point we can show that we could have finished that game, and we can accomplish the task of finishing out sets and finishing out these games against competitive opponents. With Earlham, that was also a really good game. Earlham had really good defense, so I know a lot of us were struggling with trying to get the ball down on the other side of the net. So we played really hard, but the ball just was not falling for us. So I think that was just another game that we can definitely work on and improve upon those things. And watching that film, we can see where we can improve. And I think that's really what we're doing this week, at least with practices, is looking at that film and seeing what we can do. And I hope that with that past weekend, I hope it really lights a fire under us, and we can move forward with a positive attitude. And we have a long season ahead of us, so I'm excited to see how we can play against these competitors. And I hope that we can show our opponents how competitive we are. I hope that we are the team that everyone knows is super scrappy and doesn't let the ball hit the floor like it was against Earlham. I hope we can be that team that no one wants to face, that we don't let a ball drop. And I think this week we're working really diligently for that, and we want to improve those skills. So I think we saw what we needed to put more attention to in practice, and we're really working on that this week, so I'm excited. I think we definitely were hoping for a better record than 2-2 after our first 4 games, but I think it can only improve from there. We're just excited to go up from there, and I'm excited to see how this year goes on. And we're watching film for these next games, and we're excited to see how we come up and compare to these teams, and see how we come out this weekend and compete against them. I'm excited to see how we can get more comfortable playing with each other, because we're a very young squad. We have a really young roster with 12 incoming freshmen, so it's really exciting to see every day how we get more comfortable playing with each other, because a lot of us haven't. So it's really fun having this team and seeing how much we've already improved just with these 3.5 weeks of playing together, and how much we're going to improve over the season and in the future years. I'm really excited to see that. And I'm excited to see with this first travel weekend how we can go out and play in someone else's gym. Like, we've only been at our home court so far, only practiced here, only played here. So I'm excited to see how we can go out and really be competitive against these teams and show them what we're made of.
Right, so now we do get to travel for the first time, and that will be exciting for our team to get out on the road together and be away from our campus for the first time together. We're facing two perennial regional ranked teams this week in Mount Union and Otterbein. So it'll be another level of play for us to experience, and certainly playing Capital and Franklin teams that we don't usually face that are probably similar in competitive level will be good for us to kind of see how we progress from last week and last weekend's play to this current week as we prepare for the next week where we head into conference play. So it'll be another good learning week for us, and just really to play away from our gym and to figure out how to try to win on the road, I think will be critical for us as we kind of face the rest of the season. But really excited about what we've done so far, and looking ahead that we're actually getting on the road and playing. So that is also another a big step in our program, and we're looking forward to it.